what gets you vexed. Call 485-9797.
All right. It is with the compliments of Swift back on there.
Let me hear a story.
Send it
after this.
Oh Lordy, give me. No, send it now. Send it quick. Send it fast. Give me now.
Can't do that.
Ain't no fun.
Babies are in the zone.
All right. Let's get next.
Boy, I finally got to watch that Diddy documentary.
Oh, you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
What a dark character.
It's a Diddy did it.
He did it.
Diddy did it.
He did it.
Diddy did it.
He did.
Even that Tupac thing
He did it.
Maybe both sides.
could be. He could have done maybe even Biggie.
Biggie was he ready to die? You know?
He picked
Nah.
die. He picked
Nah.
die. He didn't.
He picked die, yeah.
He picked die. He did. Boy, it sounds to me like a setup. The Biggie one, because apparently, you know that whole weekend thing where they went to promote the album. This is after Tupac died. Came out with Back to Cali. Probably Biggie didn't want to go to California to promote it, but Puff kept insisting
And then they were meant to go
to the UK.
to the UK from there, and then he said, "Nah, we've got to stay for a party." And
Basically, Biggie was scared.
Yeah.
Biggie knew they shouldn't have been there.
And Puff kept him there because he knew.
Well,
He going
maybe because he'd already set it up.
right because he knew he going to get us off.
Possibly.
maybe.
And then things like Biggie's funeral, which was meant to be, you know what I mean, tears and
Big party.
and Puffy used it basically to promote
As a
himself
promotional tool, yeah.
and charged it all back to the estate of Biggie.
Well, the estate manager came out over the week and I said that wasn't true. Nothing came out of it. Biggie's estate. Yeah. But he's a dark guy, man.
Dark character.
Dark.
A man with 100 and something thousand cases of baby on the dark. Boy, you expect him to be normal?
The whole thing with Shine looks like Biggie was paying for Shine's lawyers, who seemed to be working against Shine.
Diddy was paying for Shine.
Diddy was paying for it, yeah. Dark character, man.
Shine went to jail for 10 years for a shooting that he probably didn't even
He
do.
pulled a gun, but he said he didn't shoot, and the gun that was shot was Puffy's gun. Eyewitness saw Puffy shoot.
Yeah.
And they basically threw Shine's lawyers, which were being paid for by Puffy, basically made him take the whole rap.
Dark.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that thing with the basketball game.
Right.
I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
Where he promoted a celebrity basketball game and 9 people died after being trampled. It's crazy. Anyways, what's getting you vexed?
Let's get back.
I saw a post, and I seeing it more and more from ULP diehards, I would say, saying things like buyer's remorse.
Buyer's remorse as relates to what?
As in people who voted for NDP are now having buyer's remorse.
About like what?
Well, that's what I'm asking. What is remorse over? Without really any explanation, but I do think, right, whether you are, even if you're a ULP diehard or a Labour diehard, just like NDP people had to all those years ago, and had to basically for 25 years, you have to kind of pick your moments, man. Right now is not your moment.
Oh.
Right now is not your moment. Right now is the time you regroup, you pick yourself a new leader, lay out what you stand for, right? You may even have to distance yourself from some of the past. But I don't think now is your time for playing the big man, because you're not.
Yeah. Despite what you might be reading online
Yeah.
and whatever. So even the thing about the double salary.
And even if the NDP can't pay the double salary, well,
The reason why. Yeah.
is because of you guys.
Yeah. So don't take that as like a win.
Don't take that as a win. That's an indictment on what you left,
Yeah.
right? So I see it, right, and some of them are my friends, and I just think like, come on, guys, man, just chill off a little bit, man. Now ain't the time for gloating. Now is the time for introspection. If you're ULP, all this nonsense that your current leader has said about standing in opposition and fighting and and the beginning of the decline, don't take that for nothing. That's just rhetoric.
I can tell you what I read from that. That he doesn't care about this country.
Nah.
Don't care about this country.
Let me get ya.
And you don't want to be pulled into that.
You don't want to be pulled into that, man. That era is done. Whichever way you sat on it is done. You now have to look towards the future.
Van man, go back till you're not. You need okay.
Let me get ya a DJ one. Right?
A DJ.
DJ Wars.
Why?
No.
Like we again.
I like a DJ War, man.
Let me get a DJ one. A fella sent a post to me that somebody made.
About you?
Yeah. Playing in an event.
Mm-hmm.
And he has come early and run off, which is me. Right? But what the person don't understand. You hire Chris to play in an event. Chris comes early. Right? Chris plays. When the players get jiggy now, you see what happened. The rest of the DJs don't come early. Then it's coming like, you know, everybody will be the star boy now. The sun are coming like after 12, after this. So then the rest of them may come in early to start the party. You dig? But they come in the party full of vibes. That time Chris had to go somewhere like Chris working. So this is why I take you over. Because I have another work to go and do. So when the star boy come after 12, boss, you hold on there. I gotta go. Chris leaves. Everybody upset with Chris. Oh boy, you can't go. Moral of the story. If it is you want Chris to stay, what do you think you should do?
Pay a little bit more.
You pay Chris more money.
And book him to play later.
And you story done.
But the problem is, a lot of those promoters, though, they want you to start because it's the only way to get the people in.
And this is the point I'm making. So it's not that Chris runs off. I know that's what you're doing. So what do you think I do? I secure another bag. You dig? So when I go to bag number 2, it just so happens that whoever comes, I don't know whoever comes, whatever happens after that, I don't know. So all I'm saying is that if you want Chris to stay, you make it clear that you want Chris as you stay in the whole night. And then we rearrange the bag a little bit.
The show ain't all about you.
we rearrange the bag all a little bit. You know what I mean? And
let me give you another cultural one. What's this? What? Someone explain to me the story. What's going on with Rodney Small and him? Him responding to. I see him responding to people, but I don't know what he's responding to. I'm just seeing his response.
I missed it.
Jeannie, what's going on?
I think online persons are saying that.
Jeannie, don't play like that.
It's either
you are way too big to hide in the corner.
Something with it.
What's he responding to?
There's been a call
from the step down or resign or something like
I
that?
would think from maybe NDP supporters who are asking not just for him but for the removal of a lot of
Right, I saw that.
supposed ULP supporters
CDC
from CDC and other entities, specifically him as the head of CDC.
Okay.
But I would also say a lot of NDP supporters are also saying, no, leave him. He's doing an excellent job, which I agree with. He's doing a fantastic job.
So he's responding to the ones who are calling.
To the people who are calling for him to step down. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Big up, Brad. Come on. You're doing a good job. Give the boy a chance. You made the boy, yeah?
Yeah. It's 1 year or 2?
One.
Right.
How do you judge a good job? I'm not saying he's not doing a good job, but what is the criteria?
By the execution
of what?
The execution of the events, in terms of not just its aesthetic, how it looks, but also the behind the scenes, which a lot of the patrons don't get to see. Because some of these shows are massive productions and can be a nightmare. One of the things I think Rodney did was he implemented a lot of logistical things that made Sokomonak, for me especially, smoother.
Right.
Especially with the backstage area stuff with props and how you handle the artists, them and all those type of things. He made a lot of that, you know.
Has there been an actual shift though in the culture? Because this is always my real criticism.
A shift in the culture, I think after a couple months is hard to gauge. It would have to be over time.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like to me, we still avoiding the conversation about what is our culture. To define it. I still find, right, our presentation or our representation of culture is still largely historically based. It's not about the future, it's not about the now, it's about the past. And I don't see him. My biggest criticism of Rodney would be I don't see him engaging in that conversation.
I don't.
All I'm really saying, a little bit like the ULP.
I see where you're going on. I know where you're going.
They just make some little changes around the edges, but they don't fundamentally address the problem.
He's working with what he has because there's a lot of old guards still in place or was still in place. I don't know if you know that the NP is in power.
That's by choice. Change. That's by choice.
Exactly.
Now going to change?
Hold on, and this is why I urge all of you to go and watch Icon John's live that he did. There's one he did 2 days ago, talking about the system that has been in place in our culture for so long, or that has been our culture for so long that it killed so many talented artists.
And that's my point, right? Like if you say, right, and I don't want to sound like I'm just a foghorn for soca, but if soca is the driving force of our current culture, right? It's not Calypso. I don't give a hoot what who tells me what about Calypso.
Yeah, it's not Calypso.
It's not Calypso.
Yeah.
It's not Pan.
It used
Right?
to be Pan.
No, it didn't. We were never like Trinidad.
Back in the day.
We were never like Trinidad.
Pan culture.
Trinidad culture is Pan,
Yeah, facts.
right? Ours is a replication of Trinidad.
Okay.
Right? Our indigenous thing is soca.
Groovy and Paul.
But soca gets virtually no other than soca mono. What are the building blocks for soca?
Yeah, look, you and I have had this argument a number of times. There have been no building blocks in place other than hugging up a few, and that was by design of the system.
Okay, so again then, so when we're talking about culture and whether somebody's done a good job or a bad job, have they actually addressed the things which are going to make a difference in the long term?
Well, I would like
You
to
could
think
dress
those-
up a show
look,
here and there.
look,
Anybody
look,
could do that.
Look, exactly. But I would like to think those conversations are being had behind the scenes. I'm not privy to that. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but they have
And
to
then
be.
we would eventually see in the long run if that culture has changed.
Why would they be behind the scenes?
Why would it be behind the scenes?
Because
happens behind the scenes.
because
See this guy in the thing of transparency, Jagger?
the vested groups behind the scenes are keeping what isn't really cultural. They're keeping what's historical.
Just like in politics, they all was probably keeping it for themselves.
All right. So again, then, so how do we judge what's a good job then?
Like I said, for me, I only speaking from my experience.
The
bro.
frills around the edges of a show on.
Yeah, but
Can't say that's
you're
a good
looking at
job.
it in a whole different picture than I am. You ask me a question, I give you my answer for that. Now, what you're talking about is a systemic problem that's in missing has suffered for years. That is not
Yeah,
a
but
culture
who's
that's
addressing
going to
it?
change overnight, Luke. All of those old gods has to be replaced.
I would say Ronnie did something last year that was fundamental to changing the vibe, which was the launch. I think there was something exciting about. There were like new elements of it that made people excited about.
But then it
what's
died
to come.
after that.
It did die after that. However, it did show that there was at least some ideas there that could have impact for the season. Right. So I don't know if he had enough money to do all that he wanted to do or not, but it did die after a little bit after the launch. There was too big of a gap between the next thing. But I think Rodney has genuine passion for the industry. I think that's genuine. I think he's probably all that he's involved in as it relates to his day-to-day. So I would give him a little more time than just 1 year to prove whether or not he's for real. That's my thing.
Well, I don't.
It's like asking, like, if you've had a system that isn't working for how much donkey years, you bring in somebody to do a job. To ask them to fix it
No,
in a year.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, right, the grounds under which we're judging, in my view, are almost irrelevant.
For you.
No, in general, they're almost irrelevant.
Um,
Because you could ask one of probably 20 people in Symington, given that as a full-time job, could do a similar thing. That isn't ultimately going to change the culture.
you say that, but for the years before that, it still didn't even change that.
No, they didn't. Right. So it's an improvement over years before.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to give it a little.
But it doesn't actually address the cultural problem.
I get what you're saying, but
It's just taking what we have and doing it slightly better.
but I think maybe the first hurdle lots of people have to get over when they start in a new position like that is I need people to buy in. And that little bit of excitement that was generated from that launch got people to buy in, even if temporarily. There was a vibe. There's no denying it. There was a vibe.
I said so as well.
Yeah, that there was something happening. It's just he needs to know, as you said, translate that into genuine.
Should he keep responding?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
It's for fun.
It's the backing out.
Is it back out?
Ready, Chris?
I don't give up that ghost.
Chris, you in every comment section.
Nah,
Nah, give
nah,
up
nah,
ghosts.
Give up that.
Listen,
If that thing they just
listen, Chris.
Saint Christopher.
Christopher.
I
Oh,
know.
said Chris.
I was going in for kicks, and then when I don't get my kicks,
Yeah, but
I done with that.
he might be doing it the same.
Yeah. Nah, but if I do one, I done.
Which one?
I do one and done.
Chris, if I open my Facebook now, all I'm gonna see is AM Mayhem Chris capital letters inside of the
I bet you.
inside the.
Nah.
You sure?
You may go in and shoot.
The compliments will swim back.
Swift Packet from the USA and the Caribbean. Yes, Swift Pack is now on.
Amidst the shells, the sounds, the excitement of the season. Find joy. Give joy this Christmas. Only with Hot 97.1. 7.1.